This has New York Jets fans absolutely fired up, as there is a lot of discourse surrounding this New York Jets team in regards to the weapons they have on offense, with a lot of fans still wondering if this is going to be the finished product, with Darren Muji going out and saying that moves will never stop happening for the New York Jets and the draft does not signal the end of the offseason. And we're going to break all this down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Jets Digest. It's Chris and Matt here, and we're going to jump right into things as always. And guys, if you're a part of that 69% that's not subscribed to Jets Digest, make sure to subscribe to Jets Digest right now. This is the best place for all New York Jets content. You don't want to miss out on any of it. But let's jump into the video. There's a lot to discuss. As well, Darren Muji recently, he spoke on just everything happening with free agency and the whole offseason process. And Matt, something he mentioned was the fact that the moves are not going to stop being made. The Jets like their team now, but it doesn't mean that they're against making any more signings. They have money they could still use, and they have holes that they could fill still and positions that they could make stronger if they so choose. When they signed Justin Fields, one of the big things was he's going to be with Garrett Wilson, and they drafted a tight end in Mason Taylor in the second round to beef up the receiving even more, fixing two problems as they needed more receiving help and they also needed a tight end. And on top of that, we've seen the Jets make some minor moves with the offense outside of things, but still the offense is not exactly where a lot of fans want it to be when it comes to receivers. And there's been a lot of discussion about the New York Jets going out and signing some veteran wide receivers. I mean, right now, Spotrac has a few guys who are listed at a market value from last season, and some of those names include Amari Cooper, Keenan Allen, and Tyler Boyd. Those are the three highest ranked positions or highest ranked wide receivers by market value right now. And it is interesting to see three veterans like this, especially with a young Jets team. It would make sense to go after one of these guys. So I would like it for sure. It becomes a matter of if it makes sense for the Jets, which, Matt, I think it does.
So we're hoping that Darren Muji isn't just saying that the moves aren't done being made, and that that is in fact the truth, that he's still looking to make more moves. Because if you take a look at the New York Jets depth chart, after Garrett Wilson, our wide receiver room is pretty much useless. I mean, Allen Lazard is a walking penalty, and like, people are telling me how good of a blocker he is, but those holding penalties piss me off a ton. Now, the next guy, we also signed Josh Reynolds. He's more of a wide receiver 3 to wide receiver 4. So what we're really looking for here in free agency is that wide receiver 2. If the New York Jets really are about winning football games, there's no way they are actually thinking that this room of weapons is going to be good enough for Justin Fields to have success in the NFL. Now, I know we got Malachi Corley, who we drafted out of Western Kentucky in the third round of the 2023 NFL draft. He's a guy that I liked coming out of school, but he was a prospect who we could tell he wasn't a very refined route runner. We knew he was going to need an offense that was able to cater to his skill set and was going to scheme up possessions and touches for him, which we knew wasn't the New York Jets. They used the second least amount of motion in the NFL going into that 2024 season. So we knew Malachi Corley was never going to be a good fit for the New York Jets. That being said, now with Tanner Engstrand, we have a new offensive coordinator. We have a new offensive system coming in, and it could be able to get more out of Malachi Corley, out of a guy who many Jets fans are expecting a lot more out of. I mean, his rookie season, the only highlight, or it's not even a highlight, but the one thing that we remember from that season was, of course, him taking a running play and dropping the football at the 1-yard line. That cannot be the highlight of your rookie career. That cannot be the most memorable moment. Now, continuing down, obviously, we have the Tyler Johnson signing as well. That's a depth wide receiver. Do not expect him to make a splash in the New York Jets wide receiver room. Also drafting Aaron Smith in the 4th round was the wide receiver addition that they made in the draft. Aaron Smith, a very fast guy out of Georgia, running a 4.36, I believe it was. Very fast guy. His drop rate is absolutely absurd. So this guy, not a dependable wide receiver, but he is someone who will be able to clear out Garrett Wilson and our new tight end Mason Taylor out of the 2nd round, clear out some under routes for those players. Aaron Smith, he doesn't have to catch the ball if you don't throw it to him. And if you just tell him run really, really deep, he's going to take a cornerback and a safety with him on every single play. And if you're doing some math there, we now have 10 more players on offense, and they'll only have 9 players on defense to defend against our 10 players. So that will change up the math there. Looking at the free agency options, you talked about Keenan Allen. I think he would be a very good addition to the New York Jets. We know we're a very young team. Keenan Allen is a player who has been on multiple teams in his career. He's a veteran guy. He has seen success. He's also been on some teams where he wasn't as successful. And anyone who is dealing with an injury on the New York Jets, they can go to Keenan Allen and ask him, how did you deal with an injury when you had them? Because we know Keenan Allen has had some promising seasons absolutely turned upside down by catastrophic injuries. He's a player who has fought through them and came back pretty much even stronger every single time. Now, the problem with the Keenan Allen, if you are looking to sign him, he said he's looking to sign with one of the teams he's been on before, either the Chicago Bears, who, with the addition of Luther Burden, are 1,000,000,000% off the table. They're not going to sign Keenan Allen. They have too many weapons in that offense for the young budding Caleb Williams. Now, looking at the Los Angeles Chargers, they absolutely could go ahead and bring Keenan Allen back. They have Ladd McConkey, obviously very talented there. Trey Harris, drafted out of the second round. Keenan Allen could fit in there if you wanted to.
Mike Williams.
That's a good point. Mike Williams is absolutely there. I'm not sure if Trey Harris is supposed to just take over the Mike Williams role. If they drafted a player, if he turns into what they're expecting him to be, that's what he'll be able to do. But I think the New York Jets are a better landing spot for Keenan Allen because he's going to be able to play more, which I'm sure he wants to play. He's not retiring yet. He definitely wants to play. So we have a need for a wide receiver too out of free agency. The other guy being Amari Cooper. Just 2 days ago, an anonymous executive said that people around the league believe that Amari Cooper is done. So what we saw from Amari Cooper on the Bills last season, he took a massive step down from where he used to be on the Raiders and on the Cowboys, and on the Browns. So he is not, obviously he's fallen off, and I think Father Time's catching up with Amari Cooper. So I don't think Amari Cooper would be a smart addition to this room. We got to find another guy who's better than Allen Lazard. Can't discount trades as well, but Darren Muji, he said the moves aren't done yet, and I really hope he's shooting us straight here.
I agree. I do hope that he wasn't just saying that because it's the right thing to say, which it is. Like, it's the right call to go out there and say, well, we're not done making moves. If there's an opportunity that we want to take, we're going to take it. But, like, also, no kidding. Like, of course you're going to do that, and you should. So it is something to think about in regards to all this situation. And I agree. I would love Keenan Allen on the Jets. He's a consummate professional who's been there before, who's dealt with injuries, who gives Justin Fields a reliable target, who, honestly, that's what Keenan Allen's thing was. Remember, Matt, obviously you're a big fan of fantasy football. You look at Keenan Allen, that man is a PPR, or was in his prime. He was a PPR insanity. He was never getting single-digit points. He was so consistent. I loved all the times I would have him in fantasy. Obviously, it'd be for 8 weeks, but those 8 weeks were beautiful. So he's a guy who just rakes in receptions. And yeah, he's older now. He's not the same player, but he's still a very talented option at that wide receiver spot. Last season, he had 70 receptions in 15 games played for 744 yards. That's 10.6 yards per reception. Also had 7 touchdowns. So quietly a solid year still out of Allen, despite the fact that the Bears were not exactly ran very well. Now with Ben Johnson, things should look a lot better for the Bears. But on top of that, there is the idea of Amari Cooper as well. Cooper last season, 14 games played at 44 receptions, 547 yards, 12.4 yards per reception. All those numbers below his career averages. Clearly on the downside of his career. He's over the hill, but maybe in a bigger role with the Jets, there's a world where he'd be a solid option. It just, usually when guys turn over the hill, it's hard to see them coming back. I mean, even mentioning Mike Williams briefly there, like, it felt like it wasn't. I mean, he dealt with that injury before he came to the Jets. He didn't just sign with the Jets and forget how to play football. He had torn his ACL prior, so it's like the same thing with Mike Williams. He's now looking like depth for the Chargers and more of a guy who just understands them, and it's just a good piece to have in general. But, like, with Cooper, it is hard to imagine things will turn around, and personally, I would like Keenan Allen.
I absolutely agree with you. The one thing we do know about Mike Williams is he's not going to be a problem in the locker room, which is what you're looking for out of depth players. Even if his quarterback calls him out, even if the quarterback doesn't play well enough to earn the ability to call out anyone, when he calls him out, we know Mike Williams is going to keep his mouth shut, even if he did the right thing. Hashtag red line.
Look, Mike Williams is the man. Shout out to Mike Williams. Shout out to the guy who got Mike Williams a sandwich. It was a great moment in Jets
That
time.
was a great moment. Definitely
felt
shout out
good.
to that guy.
Things felt good for a bit. But things don't feel bad now. This new regime feels like they have a good grasp on the situation. And I do think the biggest thing that and yes, they did make the Josh Reynolds signing, which does have an impact on bringing in a 30-year-old wide receiver who Glenn and Mougey know well. But no one flew out of their chair to go run and tell someone that was the big move
No
the Jets
one
made.
bought Josh Reynolds a sandwich when he was in Florida
No
Park.
one needed to
Florida
buy
Park.
Josh Reynolds a sandwich. Josh Reynolds needs to buy me a sandwich. Mainly because he's got more money than me.
He's not gonna buy you a sandwich, Chris, so quit asking.
Damn it! Well, this ruins my day. One other guy I very quickly want to talk about for a second is the third-ranked guy when it comes to the positional value and the market value of everything who's available in free agency is Tyler Boyd. Boyd, obviously most known for his time with the Cincinnati Bengals. Last year was on the Titans out of Tennessee. And Boyd, last year, played in 16 games, only had 39 receptions and 390 yards. Didn't score a touchdown. Do you feel like there's any reasoning for the Jets to consider Tyler Boyd at this point, outside of just being a veteran?
I think he has more better hands than Alan Lazard, so I think
Fair.
T. Boyd, I think it would make sense to bring him in. I understand he's old, and it would be a 1-year contract. I'm not saying sign him for the future. I'm not saying depend on him for anything. But if we got cap space, if we got a little bit of cap left over, we, without a doubt, have a need at wide receiver. So why not take a swing there and see if we can help out Justin Fields a little bit?
That's how I feel, especially in regards to Boyd. I mean, his market value, as seen on the screen right here, is $2 million. So it'd be $2 million, $3 million for 1 year.
Oh, but I think that'd be a great signing. 2.5 mil.
I like
great
it.
Signing.
Why not?
Great signing. Yep.
Guys, what do you think? Let us know in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Jets.